Hi guys, it's Alyssa. I am here with another reading for you today. I hope you've all been doing well. So for today's reading, we are going to be looking into what's coming your way in the next phase or chapter of your life, okay? So we have 3 decks of cards here to choose from. Deck number 1 is the Modern Witch Tarot. Deck number 2 is the Tarot of Sexual Magic. And deck number 3 is the Wild Unknown Tarot. So timestamps will be in the description as usual. All of my links will be down there as well if you're interested in checking those out. I do offer personal readings if you want to look into that. Yeah, take a minute, meditate on the cards, pause the video if you need to, and we will go ahead and get started with deck number 1. Okay, so for those of you who chose deck 1, the Modern Witch Tarot, let's find out what's coming your way, guys. What does the future hold for you? What's the next phase of your life contain? This is, not going to be focused on anything in particular like relationships or career or family. This is just going to be, in general, everything. Okay. So the first 2 cards that we have coming up here are the 8 of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, that's a few too many cards at one time. Oh my god. These cards are so slippery. What does the future hold for group number 1? We've got Knight of Swords, Ace of Cups, 6 of Cups, 5 of Wands, Judgment, the Chariot. Let me get one more. Alright, and the 4 of Cups. Okay, and on the bottom of the deck for you guys is the 5 of Cups. Very interesting. All right. So, give me a second to look over these cards. I want to start by just kind of going over like the general energies of these cards. That's what I normally like to do. So, the 8 of Pentacles, first of all, this card relates to hard work, making the effort to achieve a particular goal. This is about dedication, commitment to something. The Knight of Pentacles is a little bit similar to the 8. This is a very solid, grounded kind of energy. The Knight of Pentacles a lot of times represents messages or offers coming in that are relating to work, money, the home, things of that nature, considering that pentacles correspond to the earth element, and earth energy is all about that stuff, that, the more material, tangible aspects of our lives. This card also can represent forward movement, although its earth energy is fairly slow moving. The Knight of Swords is a much faster moving energy. This card relates a lot to communication, openness, honesty, insight. This is also sometimes sort of a harsh, cutting energy. The Knight of Swords can sometimes be kind of reckless, but in general, I really get a sense of quick moving change. Change is happening very quickly. The Ace of Cups is about new beginnings, especially in the realm of love and relationships. It can represent the start of a brand new relationship, feelings that are beginning to grow or develop. It can also just be about people opening up to one another about their emotions, expressing emotions to one another. And it's also just a very loving, very compassionate kind of energy, okay? The 6 of Cups right in the center here relates to memories, nostalgia, the past. This card does have a strong connection to children or childhood, and sometimes it can represent going back to something from your past or something from your past coming back to you. The 5 of Wands is about chaos, conflict. It's a very hectic sort of energy. opposition, people being at odds with one another, fighting, competition. Judgment is about significant change. It's a card of rebirth, awakening, second chances, okay? Sometimes it relates to healing or some sort of like revitalization as well. The Chariot, pretty action-oriented card. This is also a card of choice. I really get a sense of dedication, ambition, drive, willpower with this card. It's really about like facing adversity head on, overcoming obstacles, you know, being determined in pursuing our goals or getting to where we want to be. And then lastly, the Four of Cups. This is a very blah kind of energy. It's disappointment, disillusionment, feeling like maybe the grass would be greener on the other side, boredom, apathy, that kind of thing. And then on the bottom of the deck for you is the Five of Cups, which is about like sadness, grief, loss. It can also represent a pessimistic kind of attitude, somebody being very fixated on the negatives in a situation. So those are your cards, group one. The first thing that's coming through here with these cards is that basically it seems to me like this next chapter of your life that's coming towards you, I feel like a big part of that new phase that's going to be starting is, well, you know, obviously there's going to be some kind of ending, some kind of new beginning coming in, but it seems to me like this is pertaining to, well, a couple different things. I feel like this is pertaining to your career situation. I feel like this is relating to your living situation, your home life as well. Like, work and the home seem to be the main energies that are coming in here. I get the impression that for some of you right now, you may be in a position where things are feeling kind of hectic as far as your home life or your work situation, or maybe both are concerned. You could be in a situation where you're not really feeling super happy or satisfied or fulfilled with the current state of things. You know, you might be wishing like, I wish I made more money. I wish I could get this promotion. I wish I didn't live with, you know, the people that I live with, or I wish I had somebody like to help me with things, with expenses, something like that. Some of you might even be in a situation right now where you are worried about losing something, like losing your job or losing out on, you know, your lease or something like that, or this loss has already happened and you're right now, you know, trying to pick up the pieces, trying to figure things out. Just in general, I feel like a lot of you guys, group one, are experiencing, you know, a decent amount of like uncertainty in your lives right now. And obviously that can be very stressful. That can be really, really, really tough. But the next chapter of your life that's coming in, and, you know, I feel like this is going to be starting within the next couple of months, from whatever time you're watching this video. I feel like things are going to take a turn for the better. I feel like as far as your work situation and your money situation is concerned, things are going to stabilize more. I do feel that you may, you may find yourself being offered like a raise or a promotion, or you could be moving into a new job. I feel like for the majority of you, you might actually be moving into a new job, because there's a lot of energy of like, I want to say transition that's coming through here. Like the Knight of Swords here is kind of talking to me about you getting to a point where you're able to cut away things that you don't need anymore, the things that are not serving you. Maybe the job you have right now is not really ideal for you. It's not you're not making enough money, you're not able to provide for yourself adequately with this job, something like that. But in the future, I see you being offered something new, some sort of new opportunity, and I see you becoming quite a bit busier as far as work goes, which I think for a lot of you, that's what you want. I feel like for a lot of you, you want to be busier, or you want more work available to you. I feel like you just want more opportunity to hustle and like make money and show what you're capable of. You know what I mean? I am also seeing something here about, I'm seeing something here that kind of relates to family or relationships from your past. I get the sense that some of you might be actually moving in the next few months, not necessarily moving far away, like to another state or another city, but moving to a new location, a new home, a new apartment, something like that. And I feel like when this move happens, you may find yourself reconnecting with people from your past, or possibly reconnecting with family members if you don't have a close relationship with your family. I'm getting that really strongly with the Six of Cups here, and also Judgment, because like I said, this is about second chances, rebirth, revitalization, healing. It's possible that certain relationships that have been strained in the past, or if you don't really have a relationship with certain people from your past, this is a sign that those connections could be healed or restored. And, obviously this is a general reading, so this isn't necessarily going to be family members coming back into your life, or you going back to, reconnecting with family members. This could be reconnecting with old friends, possibly like previous partners or people that you were once romantically interested in, although I don't get a really strong romantic energy from these cards. It feels more familial, it feels more platonic. But I just see you like reconnecting with people from your past that you either have no relationship or you don't have much of a relationship with at this point in time. Reconnecting with those people, and like those people becoming a part of your new support system. Like those people becoming a bigger part of your life, and becoming individuals that you start to feel like you can kind of rely on, as far as helping you out when you need it, but also emotionally, like being emotional support. Do you know what I'm saying? So, if you have relationships that you would like to work on, or that you would like to see restored or healed in some way, then obviously this is very promising. Or even if you're not really specifically looking to do anything like that or accomplish anything like that, I mean, this can still be very much a good thing coming into your life. Because, it's always good to have friends, and it's always good to have people that have your back, and people that you can rely on for support when you need it. And I just see more love coming into your life in that way. More love, more empathy, more compassion coming into your life in that way. For a fairly small number of you, it's possible that you could be moving like back to your hometown, or back to a place where you spent a part of your childhood or something like that. And also, I get this sense that some of you, group one, this is going to be relevant to, maybe, I don't know, maybe a third of you who chose this group. But I feel like for some of you, this is also talking about, I'm getting something about your family, like not your parents or siblings or anything like that, but your family that you have with another person, or that you're making with another person. Does that make sense? So like if you have children, if you have a long-term partner, or if you are hoping to have children, or you are wanting to get married, or anything along those lines, there's definitely a lot of really good, promising energy relating to that coming through here. So I feel like in this next chapter of your life, starting within the next couple of months, some of you definitely could be well on the path to getting married, or on the path to having a child, or having another child, or just doing something to kind of solidify your family, if that makes sense. Like something to build up your family. Taking some kind of step forward towards the creation of your family, or like I said, the building of your family, if you already have one that's been established. And like, just to be clear, family doesn't always necessarily have to be a partner and children. Family can be, the people that you choose to spend your life with in other ways. They can be platonic relationships. Family can be your pets, obviously. So like, if you're not interested in having kids or anything like that, maybe you're going to get a new pet in this next phase of your life. Or maybe you're going to develop a stronger relationship with a friend of yours who may end up becoming like a part of your family. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so I don't want these readings to go on for real long, so I think I'm going to leave it at that. But yeah, basically group one, there's a lot of emphasis, like I said, on work, the home, and family. So very well could be a new job opportunity coming in, or a raise, or a promotion, or something like that. Could possibly be moving, and reconnecting with people from your past, and taking steps to build up like your family unit, your support system. Okay, so not maybe not like a super eventful chapter of your life coming up. I mean, well, I guess you could argue that a new job, or a new place, or reestablishing relationships is fairly eventful, but what I'm getting at is that this next chapter of your life looks like it's going to be pretty smooth for the most part. And I see, like I said, a lot of love and a lot of happiness, a lot more love and happiness coming into your life as a result of this. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing for you guys, group one. I hope this is interesting. I hope that this resonates with you, and maybe gives you something to be looking forward to, okay? So, yeah, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I hope that I see you guys next time. Bye! Alright, those of you who chose group number 2, the Tarot of Sexual Magic, let's find out what the next phase of your life has in store for you. So the first card that we have coming out here is the Seven of Swords. This card relates to typically deception, dishonesty. It can represent some kind of sneaky behavior going on, like, avoidance, somebody trying to avoid a confrontation, avoid taking responsibility for something. Things along those lines. Whoa, it's a few too many cards. All right, we've got the Nine of Wands. This card really talks to me about persistence, perseverance. It shows up a lot in situations where somebody is, or maybe has been working towards something for a long time, but, it seems like it's taking so long to get there, or there's been so many setbacks that have come up, so they might be feeling like giving up on that thing. However, the Nine of Wands is really not a card about giving up. Really, it's a card about continuing to fight, continuing to push forward, despite whatever adversity you might be faced with. We have the Hierophant here. The Hierophant relates to tradition, convention. He is typically seen as a husband, a father figure, a teacher, a mentor, that kind of thing. Very solid, stable, grounded earth energy. We've got the Ten of Wands here. This is usually about like letting go of some kind of burden or letting go of something that's really been weighing on you. Or, finally reaching a resolution to a situation that's been ongoing. We've got the Hanged Man here. This card is about sacrifice. It relates to introspection. It's kind of a solitary energy. It's definitely very passive, and it's more, it's more like self-focused, internally focused. Like I said, reflection, introspection, that sort of thing, changing perspectives. We've got the Three of Pentacles here. This card relates to, sorry about this like weird lighting. This card relates to teamwork, cooperation, building something up, working to establish something in some way. We've got the Page of Pentacles, which relates to new beginnings, offers being made, messages coming through, pertaining especially to like money, work, the home, that sort of thing. It can also signify like curiosity, intrigue in like when we're talking about relationships, it can represent physical attraction and sexuality as well. Let me get a couple more cards here. Ooh. Six of Pentacles. This is about balance. It's about generosity and equal give and take. And let's get one more. All right, we have the High Priestess. This is a very spiritual card. It's about intuition, the subconscious, the magical, the esoteric. She relates a lot to secrets, things that are hidden, things that are unknown, revelations. And then on the bottom of this deck, we have the Seven of Pentacles, which relates to long-term investments, patience, waiting to reap the rewards of your hard work and efforts, okay? So that is what we have for you guys, group 2. All right. So I guess I should start by saying that I'm not seeing a lot of like big life changes happening for you guys, group 2, in the next phase of your life. I'm not seeing, any huge like disruptions or big changes as far as like your work situation or your living situation or anything like that. This feels like it's more related to your relationships, okay? Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can fix this lighting a little bit. Okay, that's a little better. Yeah, this seems to me like it's related more to your relationships, group 2. I feel like specifically, it seems like a lot of you maybe have somebody in your life right now who is just kind of, I want to say kind of a drain on you in some way. This doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic partner or anything like that, or a romantic interest. It could be a family member, a friend, roommate, whatever. But it just seems like there's somebody in your life right now who may be kind of a drain on you somehow. Like somebody who is either like kind of toxic, or your relationship with them just exhausts you, or they just seem to be taking advantage of you somehow. Um, maybe they're not, maybe they're dishonest with you sometimes. Um, or this could even be multiple people that you might have in your life, like multiple people who just, your relationships just aren't totally reciprocal. Like you just don't feel like you're getting a lot out of these connections. And not every relationship has to give you something like real significant. Okay, I mean, if you feel like you're not getting love or support or companionship or anything out of a relationship, then it's that's probably not a person that you really need to have in your life. But yeah, I'm seeing that you guys maybe have one or more people in your life right now who, like, your relationship with them just doesn't seem to be benefiting you at all. Like, it just feels like you're not really getting anything out of it. They're getting a lot from you. You're not getting very much from them. Um, and in this next stage of your life, I see these burdens. I see these connections that are weighing you down being lifted. Okay. I feel like a lot of you who chose this group are really interested right now in inner work, doing some sort of introspection, working on your healing, your growth as a human being. I'm kind of getting that from the High Priestess and the Hanged Man being right in the center here, and also the Hierophant. It seems like a lot of you have been trying to do a lot of work on yourselves and doing a lot of work with the goal of improving your life. Okay. And you've been taking pretty seriously the idea of, doing away with things that are not serving you, or you're wanting to get serious about that. And, cleaning things up in that way can sometimes be a fairly long process. It can sometimes be difficult, detaching yourself from people or situations that you know are not great for you. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's easy to step away from those things. It just seems like a lot of you guys are trying to get really serious about your healing and, being your best self and living your best life. So in order to do that, you realize that there are people, things, situations that you have to detach from. And I feel like this next stage of your life is really going to be marked by you being able to finally, pull back from those people and those things, and getting into a position where you're able to start rebuilding your life without those problems, without those obstacles, those drains on you. Does that make sense? Creating space for bigger and better things and bigger and better relationships to come in. You reestablishing balance in your life. You saying, I'm not going to continue investing in people or things that aren't giving me anything in return. And I know I said for a lot of you this feels like it's more pertaining to your relationships with other people. It doesn't necessarily have to be only about relationships. This could be representing something more like symbolic even, or it could be pertaining to a work situation, family situation, something like that. But yeah, in general, I just see you guys elevating your lives. like that's the word that comes to mind here. Elevating your lives. Cutting out the things and the connections that you no longer need, that are no longer serving you. And that's not easy, by any means. But I feel like once this happens, you're going to feel so much more free. You're going to feel so much like you can breathe so much easier. And I see you having a lot more space to do more thinking about, yourself, and do more reflecting about yourself and what you really want and where you really want to go in your life, what your goals are, what's important to you, stuff like that. And I see you feeling like the path has become more clear. I see you feeling like you have fewer obstacles, fewer things holding you back from you achieving your goals. Does that make sense? And I also just see you having more space, more time, and more freedom to engage with things that really bring you joy and like build you up, if that makes sense. Like I get the sense that a lot of you right now, given what's going on in your lives, given what you have to, given some of the blocks or some of the, I guess, weights that you have on you right now, you may not have a lot of freedom to actually invest in things that you genuinely enjoy or care about. You may not have a lot of freedom to explore like who you are and what brings you that joy and what really interests you. Do you know what I mean? But once you're able to detach from these people, these things, these situations, you will have more time, more space, and more freedom to do that stuff. Okay? So, like I said, group 2, I'm not seeing a lot of like big like events happening for you. I don't see you necessarily getting married or having a baby or buying a house. This is definitely more like internal changes as a result of you having the means and the opportunity to cut out some things that just aren't adding much to your life. Okay? So group 2, I think I'm going to leave it at that, at the risk of just repeating myself more. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys. I hope that this resonates with you. This is just a general reading, so take what applies to you and leave the rest behind. If this didn't resonate, then this probably wasn't the pile for you. Thank you so much for joining me today, though. I really appreciate it, and I hope that I see you guys next time. Bye! Okay, and lastly, group 3, those of you who chose the Wild Unknown Tarot, let's find out what the next phase of your life has in store for you. We have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords pertains to new beginnings, new ideas, communication, messages coming through. It is definitely a card of truth, insight, clarity, understanding. This is air energy. Okay, let's see. Few too many cards. I like to just take one at a time. All right. The Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands relates a lot to struggle, opposition. I see it a lot in situations where somebody is having to defend themselves in some way or having to fight to maintain their position somehow, where, they may just be feeling like the odds are really against them in some way or another. We also have here the Six of Swords, which is about conflict resolution, problem solving. It can represent reconciliations, people moving forward from problems, working together to solve problems and moving forward from them. All right, we've got the Knight of Cups here. The Knight of Cups relates to love offers being made, the expression of emotions, new beginnings in terms of relationships. It can represent the start of a new relationship or romantic feelings beginning to develop. There is definitely a romantic, a very romantic energy that I get with the Knight of Cups usually. And we have the Magician. The Magician, being number 1 in the major arcana, also has connections to, some new fresh energy coming into a situation. This card talks about creativity, manifestation. The Magician is a very powerful, very resourceful kind of figure. Let's get a few more cards here. Ace of Cups. Again, we have a lot of cards here that kind of relate to new beginnings, fresh starts, that kind of thing. Ace of Swords, the Magician, Knight of Cups, Ace of Cups. This is usually about new beginnings in terms of love and relationships, or like the Knight of Cups, it can represent people opening up to one another emotionally. It can represent, unconditional love, compassion, like your emotional cup overflowing. Ten of Swords, interesting. The Ten of Swords is about grief, loss. It tends to represent painful, difficult endings, mental and emotional turmoil. The Lovers. This is balance, unity, partnerships. A lot of times the Lovers shows me very balanced, functional, healthy connections between people. It can also represent, unconditional love. It can also represent choice as well. And let me get one more card here. Whoa. All right, the Nine of Pentacles. This is abundance, prosperity, independence, self-sufficiency. This is stable earth energy. Okay, on the bottom of the deck for you, we have the Five of Pentacles, which talks about loss, grief. It's a little bit similar to the Ten of Swords, except for the Five of Pentacles normally is more associated with like material things, being earth energy, whereas the Ten of Swords is usually more about, the mental, the emotional, etc. Okay, so group 3. I'm definitely getting a lot of emphasis here on like relationships. Specifically romantic relationships. So if you are not in a romantic relationship, then I think it's very possible that a new relationship is going to be coming your way in the next few months, like in this new chapter of your life. For some of you, I get the sense that you have maybe recently gone through a breakup or experienced some kind of loss as far as an important relationship is concerned. Because I just feel like a lot of grief and a lot of sadness coming through here. And it seems like... Well, okay, I'm getting a couple of different possibilities. I feel for some of you, you guys maybe recently went through a breakup, or maybe you are in a relationship that is possibly heading in that direction. If it is, you already know. This won't be news to you. Or some of you... Let me back up. Sorry, I'm just like trying to figure out how I want to explain what I'm getting here. So, yeah, you've either had a breakup somewhat recently, or you're in a relationship that's heading in that direction, something like that. Or you might just be single and feeling maybe a little bit down, a little bit hopeless about relationships. Maybe you've been single for a long time and you're starting to feel like, well, shit, maybe I'm never going to find anybody. Maybe the right person just doesn't exist for me. Whatever the case, I definitely see some really exciting energy coming in for you as far as relationships are concerned. For some of you, you may be having a reconciliation with somebody from your past, or with somebody that you were in a relationship with and things ended. For others of you, this will be someone new. Um, and it seems like it's maybe like 50-50 as far as like whether this will be a reconciliation or whether this will be someone brand new to you. But also I feel like I should mention that if you are in a relationship now and things are going well, I said like if the relationship is headed towards a breakup, you probably already know right now. If you're with somebody and things are going pretty well right now, things are going smoothly, you're making plans for the future, don't be scared. Like, if that's the case, I don't think you're going to break up with this person. But I do feel that, if that's your situation, as you enter into this new phase of your life, your relationship with your person is going to deepen. It is going to become stronger. It's possible that, a marriage is coming your way, or an engagement, or you and your person just deciding to take things to the next level. Okay. But here's the thing that's kind of interesting. Like the Nine of Pentacles is really standing out to me here. It's showing me that even though the emphasis in this reading is on relationships, partnerships, there's also a message here about independence. So it's like the relationship that's coming towards you, or the relationship that you're going to be building with your person if you already have one, it's not going to be codependent at all. It's going to be a balanced, healthy relationship in which both of you are able to maintain your individual identities and, continue pursuing your individual interests and goals and all of that stuff. I see you being able to enter into almost like a, like I see you and this person really becoming a team. Okay? You are still unique individuals, but together you make a team. Does that make sense? And I know that's kind of a big deal for some people because, not everybody, but some people become kind of overwhelmed by relationships. Some people have a tendency to become codependent. Some people kind of lose themselves in relationships. But I don't see that happening for you guys in this next phase of your life. I see this relationship being very healthy in that way. It's going to be a big part of your life, but it's not going to take over your life. Do you know what I'm saying? That's important. And, I just see a lot of love in this next chapter of your life. I see a lot of love in your life, and I see a lot of balance as well. And, I love that for you. I mean, really, isn't that what everybody kind of wants? Like, everybody wants love, and everybody wants balance. Nobody really wants to have a life that's all over the place, that's, where there's constant conflict and turmoil and stuff. And, in my mind, I'm seeing you guys, group 3, as you move into this next phase of your life, I'm seeing, these visuals of, a little boat, moving along the water. Very calm waters. Just going along very smoothly, very content. There's no obstacles in the way. There's nothing really to be worried about. The boat is in good condition. It's solid. It's sturdy. The waters are smooth and calm, and you're just going. You're just vibing. So, that tells me that this next phase of your life should also be relatively peaceful, I think. And that's, if this was me, if this was my reading, I would be very happy to hear that, to hear that, because I love calm and I love when things are peaceful. Some people want a little bit more excitement in their lives, but I'm not really one of those people. Maybe you're not either. So yeah, group 3, I think that's going to do it for you guys. That's really all I'm getting. Like I said, nothing, no real big, huge, huge changes or big events coming your way. Just love, understanding, compassion, independence, and peace. Peace. Balance. I love that. So I think this was a nice way to end out today's reading, group 3. So I hope that this resonates with you. I hope this was interesting. Being a general reading, take what applies to you, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. If something doesn't fit, don't try to make it fit. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I really appreciate it, and I hope that I see you next time. Bye.